What's up everybody, it's your girl Sophia. This is officially the 5th time I've tried to make this video, no joke. I just want to share with you guys the things I have been dealing with for the past, I'd say 2.5, 3 years and how I feel now. I'm just going to jump right into this because like I said, I have tried to film this video a million times. I don't know why this is so hard for me to film. I feel like I'm rambling a lot because I don't think I haven't talked to you guys in a long time, first of all, but I also don't think I've really ever said any of this stuff like out loud, more so just like on paper or in my head. So I'm like, I should have taken notes. I just wanted to make this video because it could help potentially somebody dealing with this or someone that has a family member, significant other, like anyone, friend dealing with something like this. So I'm just going to share my experience and I hope this helps, and I hope you guys stay tuned for what's to come on my channel and share your experiences and all of your support for one another in the comments. As you guys know, Derek and I suffered a miscarriage, and that was about a year and 2 months ago. That was a pretty devastating blow for us as a couple, just as us like individually and just whatever. It was really hard for us to get over. And at the time, I felt like that's what started this downward spiral into the reason I haven't been uploading and whatever, which is like straight up just depression. So I figured, okay, this miscarriage has definitely triggered this like response in my body and, this chemical imbalance in my brain, because that is what it is, guys. And, it's triggering my body. But now that I'm like in a better space, I can kind of sit down and be like, okay, maybe it wasn't just the miscarriage. That obviously could have sparked something deeper or whatever, but it was way before that I was not myself at all. I would say it's been about 2.5, 3 years that I haven't really felt like myself. And if I really look back on that time, it has to do with a lot of like family issues and stuff like that. And so after my miscarriage, I just went into this like super spiral, and I was just letting life like beat me the fuck up. Like I did not care about anything. I just was like self-destructive and whatever. And if it wasn't for my son, I honestly, it's emotional. I honestly don't know like if I would still be here. Let me go deeper into what that feels like for someone maybe that doesn't know what that means or what that feels like, or maybe that's struggling with it now or has a loved one, like I said, that's struggling with it. For me, I would say it came to a head about 5.5 months ago. And that's when it like really came to like, oh my God. And what I mean by that is like, okay, you need to do something, needs to change here. And that's when I first had that thought, like, okay, something has to change, or I'm like, literally, I can't live like this. I felt for the last year of my life, it's crazy to even say that out loud, but I felt like I literally could not get out of bed. I felt like I still have this feeling, mind you, like this is something that I probably will struggle with for the rest of my life. I felt really just like debilitated and I couldn't get out of bed. I'm sitting here on this bed, like looking at it like, damn, like I can't believe that I was like in that space, because I'm such an athletic person. I'm such a hardworking person, and like I have to be busy all the time. And I think after my miscarriage, I wasn't like keeping myself busy all the time. And that might've been a good thing. And it's also probably why I felt so bad. But the reason I think it might've been a good thing is because I was able to kind of I was forced to sit with my thoughts and like sit with myself being alone and whatever. And I remember Derek always used to tell me like, you just go. Like, you just never like have time to think about anything or think about, your thought, anything, like really. And it's true. Especially if I was super stressed back in the day or whatever, I would always just like overload my schedule, just do too much. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I actually still cope with things like that. I think that it was just good for me personally to be able to sit with my thoughts. And I got that time after, my miscarriage. When that happened, it was just, I guess I didn't realize at the time that's what was happening. And I just, for a long time, I found absolutely no joy in the gym. Which is something that like is probably pretty common, but for me, it's like totally doesn't make sense. I found no joy in anything with my husband. I found no joy in like friends. I found no joy in anything. And I was like having these responses to things. And also like I was drinking a lot and whatever, so that's horrible in itself, especially for me. But I was responding to things in such a shitty way that I never in my life would respond to. I'm so embarrassed by the way I handle myself in those times. I just would never do that. I never in my life. So I'm so like, I still struggle with that, but I'm like trying to give myself a little grace. I'm really embarrassed of how I handled like a lot of situations and how I was not the best friend and whatever. But honestly, in those, if you're feeling like that and guilty, you have to remember like, damn, you were battling something way bigger. And hopefully the real people in your life can understand that. So, which in my case they have, which has been really great. I also have like a really supportive partner. I think one thing, this is something that you guys can take away from this, hopefully. I know that if you're a significant other, something really good to ask your partner, just in general, but especially if they're feeling depressed, is like, hey, if like they're going in this headspin or like an episode where they're like, oh my God, like this and this and this, and my life sucks, and I can't do this, and I can't do that, and oh my God, and this is sad, and this is bad, and this is bad, and it's like a rabbit hole, because that happens to me, and it happened to me a lot. I think one of the coolest things you could ask someone is like, do you want me to give you advice right now and like answers and solutions to these problems that you're bringing up to me? Or do you want me to just be here for you and like comfort you? Because there's like two different ways that people work, is just like giving you solutions and they're like, oh shit, okay, you're right, there are solutions or whatever. And there's also just these moments where you need to be comforted. So I think with Derek, like for me, I really needed to be comforted. It might sound backwards in someone's brain, like why wouldn't you want to hear solutions to all your problems? But in the time wouldn't have helped me. I honestly, I definitely, I can't say like almost, I definitely could not have gotten through this without him. Like there's no way. So, or if I had a partner that wasn't supportive. So I'm just urging you guys to, you know, be really supportive of these friends, family members, significant others, whatever, that are in your lives that are experiencing this, or if you're experiencing it. I also want to tell you guys that obviously it gets better. I'm sitting down and filming this video, and I honestly could tell you that if I would have filmed this video, I had filmed this video even in November, so that was very, very like recent, it wouldn't have been genuine. And I just couldn't have, I wasn't in the best place, and now I am. I feel amazing. So I can say that honestly and truthfully. It might take a while, and it did take a while for me. Like every single freaking day I was waking up. I wrote this stuff down because I didn't ever want to feel like this again, but I also wanted to document like how I was feeling, because it's just so crazy how your mind can make you feel like you can and can't do specific things and whatever. It was just like something I can't even explain. Debilitating anxiety, constant panic attacks, constant just anger. It was a huge one. Like that's a secondary side effect of like this crazy depression that you're feeling. It was just a really emotional, a really scary, and really like lonely time. I can't imagine someone feeling like this and not having, like I said, that support. I felt alone, and I had the best partner in the world with me, and I have my son and whatever. So I just feel like I couldn't even imagine. So I hope that if you're dealing with this, you feel safe enough to comment in my comment section and ask for help, or, you know, talk about your story, about how you made it out on the other side. Because I know that when I was feeling like this, I was Googling and like going down this, oh my God, I was just like, why do I feel like this? When I went and Googled all these things, like I really wanted someone to tell me, this is my success story. Like, this is what happens. Like I wanted to see that, because for me, I needed to see that it was possible that someone made it on the other side of this. I know people say stuff like this, but if I could get out of this, then you guys can, because I was at the lowest point in my entire life. I don't even recognize myself in pictures and videos. I'm embarrassed for how I handle myself. I literally don't know who that person is. And I don't want to sound like I'm disgusted by that person, because I'm not. I love her. And she was just trying to, it's kind of sad. She was just trying to defend, you know, me and my mental well-being in a state of just being like, everything was up in the air and unknown and really shitty for me. So I was just, you know, everything that how I was reacting was just my body's response to like trying to like survive. So I have to like accept that girl and love her, because I do. But I just wanted to say I'm really sorry for not being consistent on this channel, but I feel like I'm in such an amazing, healthy health space in my life. The craziest part about the entire situation is I feel like these tiny little glimmers of like, I guess who I used to be, but I don't want to be like who I used to be. I want to be like even better than that. It's really cool to see these little moments of like things that I used to be interested in before I was super depressed coming back, or, you know, even just the smallest things. Like I love to draw. So like even just having the little thought, like, oh my God, you should draw. It makes me smile. Like I'll literally be in my closet and it will make me like just emotional. It's making me emotional talking about it. Because it's like, I never had those thoughts, you know, everything was so negative. So now I'll have these like, oh my God, maybe we should go here. And I just have these moments where I'm like, oh my God, like, good job, you know? So even those small, teeny tiny little moments are like a win. And I really hope that you guys see that if you're dealing with this and you start to have those thoughts and start to find yourself again and start to find out what you love about life. I forgot like all the things I loved about life besides the obvious, my child and my husband. I just forgot, you know, I forgot how much I love to hike. I forgot how much I love being outside. I forgot how much I love to read. I forgot how much I love to do like fun activities with my husband. I forgot how much I love to do sports and like how much I love to work out. And I just forgot. So I am so happy that I remember now. And I feel like I am in the happiest place in my relationship. I was even scared to say that out loud probably for about like 2 months because I didn't want anything bad to happen, you know? So, but I can say that like confidently and comfortably that I have these tools that have helped me. I talked to a therapist, and I think that's something else I should definitely say, because talking to someone can make literally all the difference in the world. So make sure that you guys are utilizing that, because there's so much help and so many people you can talk to. I wish I could pinpoint all of, you know, this one thing that snapped me out of it, but I don't think it's that. But I can tell you a group of things that helped me, and I hope it helps you guys. I made myself do these things for a little while, and now I try to do them, and if I don't put any pressure on myself. I think in the beginning it's important to put that pressure on yourself to just do them, because it's really just about like getting in the swing of it. 2 workouts a day. That can be anything you want, just any type of exercise for 30 to 45 minutes, okay? So the second exercise has to be outside. These are some of the rules of 75 hard or whatever. A lot of people are doing that right now, or did do it in January and part of this month or something. I think it was like a New Year thing. Oh, sorry, I just saw a gentleman in purple silky pajamas outside my window. He looks fantastic. So for 30 to 45 minutes, that means you are getting exposure to the elements, the sun. That's the first time those words have ever came out of my mouth. I don't know where that came from. The sun, and just being outside, even if it's freezing cold, even if it's raining, whatever, force yourself to be consistent. And you always hear that, but it's hard to put it in motion. So it's going to help immediately. Just being outside in general is amazing. If there's a little bit of sun, that helps a lot too. Reading. So reading kind of for me, like helps me center my thoughts. Remember I told you guys, like I always used to be running, like super heavy schedule. Reading makes me have to sit and be alone with my thoughts. Read out loud to your partner. Listen to a podcast. I listen to Morbid every single day. I'm like embarrassed how much I listen to them. It's a Wondery, I think, app, like whatever, but I just get it on the Apple Podcast app. But they're amazing. I feel like I don't know, it just helps me when I'm like doing my makeup, if I'm, in the shower, whatever. Self-help things don't really help me. I don't know why. It just has never been my thing. I've read literally probably every book and whatever. There's been 1 or 2 that have like always stuck out to me, but it's never been my thing. I like listening to something like that's interesting, like, crime. Forcing yourself. This is a big thing that I had to do. And it was almost like a game that I had to play with myself. And I still I have done it probably 2 or 3 times today. So I'm still doing it on a daily basis. So obviously it's still helping me. It sounds really crazy. But immediately when you struggle with like depression or anxiety or whatever, if someone asks you to do something, or if someone tells you like a plan, or someone says XYZ, whatever it is, it's really hard to initially say yes. For some reason, it's like you want to say like no, or like your initial reaction is like, ooh. It's never like, oh my God, it's never positive. If anyone asks me or says anything, or even in my own head, if I have a thought in my head and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to go to the gym. No, I don't want to go on a date. No, I don't want to go bowling. No, I don't want to go for a walk. No, force yourself to do the opposite. Even if the instinct is yes and you know that that's not right. If my husband's like, let's just eat bad and like chill. No, let's just do this, or let's just have a beer, or no. Like, just do the opposite of what you normally would do or normally would say or what your instinct is, because when you are depressed, your instinct is wrong and it's lying to you, okay? So it's not really you. I just have to tell myself that. It's really tough to say yes or to have a positive outlook on things. So make it a game with yourself to try to do that. And I'm no freaking doctor, so please, you guys, make sure you guys are utilizing any help that you can get. I feel like I have some sort of responsibility to share this with you guys because I feel so good now. There's so many other things like I want to say and whatever, but this is not the time or place. And there's so many things that have happened in this last year, really 3 years, like max. I am just really, really lucky and happy, and I feel amazing that I have my fans and people like you that are just watching. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it through I'm looking at the time like, oh my god, I knew I was gonna ramble. I hope this helps someone. If it helps literally a half a person out there, then that's okay with me. So make sure you guys are being lovely in the comments. Since I have found myself again, I have been killing myself in the gym, loving every minute of it. I want to bring that passion, something that like I've lost, you know, along this journey of mine, and found again. I want to bring that to you guys. So I am super stoked about that. And I'm going to be filming a lot of like fitness content for you guys, just because that's something I'm super passionate about. Obviously, you can still expect all of the funny, goofy stuff with my husband and but for me personally, I think that's what I want to focus on. And I hope you guys are excited about that, and drop some video ideas, anything you guys want to see from me. I'm so excited to film for you guys every single day. So thank you. And thanks for watching this long ass video about depression.